Hello all, welcome to Gargi classes. Here I Komal Sharma making my way ahead with the quiz of paper second which was appeared in June 2012. So today we will discuss from the question number 12 to 20. From question 1 to 10 I have already discussed in my earlier video which you may easily find out in the playlist. Alright then, so here I am moving ahead with this particular quiz. So along with the question discussion, I'll be showing you the relevance between our new syllabus pattern, of course. Alright then, so here our first question is, or the question number 11. Here we have two listed, the list 1 and the list 2, and we have to match the option of list number 1 with the options of list number 2, but the match has to be right or correct. Alright then, so here we have the lines of the poems into the list 1, and to these particular lines which are given here we have to match with the particular poet who had written these poems, of course. All right then, so here we have the option 1 of the list 1 is because I could not stop for that. Because I could not stop for that. So this particular poem is written by Emily Dickinson. Emily Dickinson, who was a poetess of American, she was actually an American poetess of 19th and 20th century. All right then. So the first option, the option A, has its correct match with Emily Dickinson. All right then. So here we have the option B, O Captain, My Captain. This particular poem, O Captain, My Captain, is written by Walt Whitman. O Captain, My Captain is written by Walt Whitman. Walt Whitman is also an American poet of 19th and 20th century. All right. Third option we have two road diverged in a wood. Two road diverged in a wood is written by Robert Frost. Robert Frost is also an American poet of 19th and 20th century. And last on option, so much depends upon, this particular poem is written by William Carroll's William. William Carroll's William is also the poet of America, belong to 19th and 20th century. So here you would see these all the poets or the poetess, they are all American, and they all belong with the era of 19th and 20th century, between the era of 19th and 20th century, and these particular poet or poetess has these particular poems of them. All right then, so here we have discussed the question number 1 of this particular quiz and question number 11 of paper 2nd of June 2012 of English literature. All right then, next question we have the predominant tone and thirst of Jonathan Swift's A Modest Proposal are. So here we have the work of Jonathan Swift. Jonathan Swift wrote a particular work or an essay which is referred as a modest proposal, but the full title of this particular essay is all alike: a modest proposal for preventing the children for poor people from being a burden of their parents or country, and for making them beneficial to the public. So this particular essay, which has such long title, is referred commonly as a modest proposal. So this particular work comes into the genre of essay written by Jonathan Swift in 1729. All right then, and in our syllabus and in our net English literature syllabus, this particular essay comes into the genre of prose writing. into the unit of prose writing. All right then, so whenever we will be discussing all about the prose, the unit prose writings, then we will be definitely discussing about this particular essay or about the writer too, Jonathan Swift. All right then, next question we have, these we have the lines from particular poetry. So first of all we would study, or we would read the particular poetry's lines here. So I sit on one of the dives on 52nd Street, uncertain and afraid, as the clever hops expire of all low dishonest decay. So these particular lines have been taken from September 1st, 1939, which is a poem written by W.H. Auden. So here the question we have, what is the meaning of the word in italic? So here we have the word in italic, it dives. So what does it mean by dives into this particular poem? So we have the dive means a nightclub. So here the point, I sit one of the dives, which means I sit in one of the night clubs. All right. So here we have these poetry lines here, and the poetry September 1st, 1939, written by W.H. Auden. Here we have the meaning of dives, which is written in italic form. So here the dive means a nightclub. All right then. So this is our question number 13, or the question number 3 of this particular quiz. Next question we have all about C.K. Ogden and I.A. Richards were reputed in 1930s for introducing. So both these literary critics, C.K. Ogden and I.A. Richards, were the literary critics of 20th century. So whenever we will be going through with the literary criticism of our particular unit, given unit into our syllabus, then we will be definitely discussing all about these particularly literary critiques and about their works or the literary criticism whatever they have given into their era. So but particularly in 1930s, for which introduction or what they did introduce, by which they became reputed. All right, so here we have the work of both of these by which they gained the reputation in 1930. So they introduced basically Basic English Project. Basic English Project was introduced in 1930 by C.K. Ogden and I.A. Richards. Through this particular work, they gained the reputation. All right then. So this is all about question number 14, or the question number 4 of this particular series. Second question, the question number 5th or 15. In which of the following works does Mrs. Malaprop appear? Mrs. Malaprop is a character in one among these following works. So first of all, we have to come to know what are these works, plays or the novels. All right then. So first play we have the Rivals. Rivals is a comedy of manners. The Rivals is a comedy of manners, written by Richard Brinsley Sheridan in 1775. This particular work is a comedy of manner play or drama written by Richard Brinsley Sheridan, and this particular drama was performed in 1775. All right then. Next we have She Stoops to Concord. She Stoops to Concord is a comedy drama written by Oliver Goldsmith in 1773. Next option we have The Mysteries of Udolpho. Mysteries of Udolpho is a Gothic novel which is written by Anne Radcliffe, one among the greatest Gothic novelists of 18th century. Anne Radcliffe, by whom this particular Gothic novel, The Mysteries of Udolpho, was written. The Way of the World is a play which is written by William Congreve. Alright then, so Mrs. Malaprop, basically a character who who represented or who has shown her comic element into this particular drama. So this particular character has been taken from a particular drama. So here we would see that the Mysteries of Drama is basically a gothic novel, so this cannot be the answer. So Mrs. Malaprop is a character from the drama, which is a comedy of manners. Comedy of Manners, written by Sheridan in 1775. So whenever we will be discussing all about the dramas, as our series of dramas of net English literature has been going on till now, and this will be proceeding ahead, of course. So whenever the point comes upon the 18th century's most eminent or eminent drama, all according to the importance of our syllabus's given unit. All right then. So here we are moving ahead with our next question. So next question we have, which of the following statements about Christopher Marlowe are true? Christopher Marlowe was the greatest dramatist of tragedy. He most of the time, or most probably, he wrote tragedies. So he was one among the greatest tragedians or the dramatist of Elizabethan and Augustan age. Alright then. Soon, as our series of drama has been going on, and I have approached to the dramatist of University Wits. So sooner, after just 2 or 3 videos, you will all find about the major discussion of this particular dramatist, who is Christopher Marlowe. So here we have the options or the following statements about Christopher Marlowe, and we have to opt out the correct options among these followings. So here we have 4 options. The first one is Edward II was written in the last year of Marlowe's life. Second one, many critics consider Dr. Faustus to be Marlowe's best play. His Spanish tragedy comes a close second. Marlowe was also less educated than Shakespeare. So among these 4, we have to choose out the 2 correct among the 4. So the first option here we have, Marlowe was less educated than Shakespeare. So this statement was actually not stratified anywhere. So we don't have any kind of sources by which we could come to know that who is more educated than whom. Alright, so this option is eliminated here. Third option we have the Spanish tragedy. The Spanish tragedy is actually written by Thomas Kyd, not Christopher Marlowe. So we have to eliminate these 2. So these 2 options we have eliminated here. The rest 2 are the right options. So Edward II was actually written by Christopher Marlowe in the last year of Marlowe's life. And second option, many critics consider Dr. Faustus to be Marlowe's best play. Of course, Dr. Faustus is one among the greatest dramas by Christopher Marlowe. And this work is his just marvelous play or marvelous tragedy written by Christopher Marlowe. So these 2 options, Edward II and Dr. Faustus, is the greatest or the best play by Christopher Marlowe are the correct option. Next question we have, art for art's sake became a rallying cry for. Art for art's sake, a rallying. This is art for art's sake. This particular slogan, this is actually a slogan, French slogan this is, and this is usual in English language, and which is rendered from a French slogan. From the early 19th century, it expresses, art for art's sake actually expresses that the instinct value of art on the only true art. So art for art's sake is a slogan rendered from France, and this is usual English slogan nowadays, and this philosophy expresses, this particular slogan expresses that the instinct value of art on the only true art. All right, so this particular slogan expresses the instinct of true art, and this particular slogan became a rallying cry for the aesthetes. The aesthetes is the group of artists who originated this particular slogan, art for art sake. So whenever I'll be discussing all about the theories of literature, I'll be discussing definitely about this particular slogan or philosophy too. Next question we have, Confessions of an English Opium Eater is a literary work. This particular work is a literary work written by Thomas De Quincey. Thomas De Quincey, a prose writer of a romantic era of 18th century, he wrote this particular literary work, Confession of an English Opium Eater. Samuel Taylor Coleridge, P.B. Shelley, and Lord Byron. These three also came or wrote in the era of Romanticism, in the era of 18th century, about whom I'll be discussing whenever the particular given units will be there. Next question we have, which of the following statements about the Canterbury Tales is true? Canterbury Tales is the greatest poetry written by Geoffrey Chaucer, and this particular work remained unfinished by him. So here we have the four options. Among them we have to choose out the correct one. Alright, first option we have, the general prologue is a pendant to the Canterbury Tales. In all, Chaucer tells 30 tales in this work. The Canterbury Tales remained unfinished at the time of its author's death. And last option we have, the wife of Bath, the clerk, Sir Gawain, and the Franklin are characters and tale tellers in this particular work. So first of all, we have to choose out the right option among these four. So here we have the right option is the Canterbury Tales remained unfinished at the time of its author's death. This particular work remained unfinished while Chaucer died. This is the greatest, this particular poem or poetry, the longest poem or the magnum opus by Geoffrey Chaucer. So this particular work remained unfinished at the time of Geoffrey Chaucer's death. This one is the correct option. Here we have the last question of today's quiz discussion is, who among the following was a Catholic novelist, an intelligent officer, a film critic, and set his fictions in faraway places wrecked by political conflicts? So all these things are relevant to one among these four novelists of the 19th and 20th century. The first we have Anthony Powell, Evelyn Waugh, William Golding, Graham Greene. So among these four we have the right option here is Graham Greene, who was a Catholic novelist. First of all, he was an intelligent officer. Along with these, he was also a film critic and set his fiction. He used to set his fiction in a far away places wrecked by political conflicts. So Graham Greene is the right option, and the rest are also the novelists of 19th and 20th century, about whom I'll be discussed definitely whenever the option or the unit, upon the unit fiction, we will be proceeding, all according to the syllabus of an NT English literature. Alright then, so here we have discussed the 20 among the 50 question of paper second, which appeared in June 2012. So thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe our channel. Do like the video if you think whatever information I have given about these 10 questions are all correct. Alright. And do press the bell icon to get the notification of our each video. So thank you so much for watching this video. And one more thing which is very important to know. If you have any kind of query, question or doubt in your mind, just email us upon our email ID, which is gargeclasses.edu@gmail.com. So thank you so much.